alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. We've got the Utah Jazz taking on the San Antonio Spurs.
Hey everyone, this is Kush77 on Xbox Live doing another commentary for NBA 2K12. In this game, I'm playing as the 97-98 Utah Jazz, playing against a guy who took the 97-98 San Antonio Spurs, and it was nice to play somebody other than the 94-95 Magic, the 98 Lakers, someone playing with the Bulls teams. When I saw this guy took San Antonio, I tried to make it a good, historical matchup, and I also took the 98 Jazz since they were rivals back in the 90s, and I thought this would be a good matchup, and this is my first time playing with the Utah teams, so with the exception of doing the NBA Greatest mode, so it had been a few months, so wasn't sure how I was going to do in this game online, but it took me a while to kind of get used to playing with him. Nice shot by Karl Malone. Karl Malone's nice. He's real nice. And you guys know, if you watch my videos, I do a lot of post games, so he's good in the post, but he also has that nice little mid-range game, so he's pretty nice to play with. So I had Greg Ostertag starting. I don't know, for some reason this game didn't had Greg Ostertag on the bench. I know Greg Ostertag was the starting center, and it had Adam Keefe starting at the 3 instead of Brian Russell, which I don't know why you would start Adam Keefe over Brian Russell or Shandon Anderson for that matter. Like I mentioned on here, I'm a diehard Bulls fan, so I'm very familiar with these Jazz teams since my Bulls played them in the finals 2 straight years. Now, that play was frustrating because I wanted just to go straight up with Karl Malone, but instead he took that extra move to the middle, which allowed, was it David Robinson to come block that shot? And then Malone returns the favor there. And like I mentioned, I play a lot of off-ball defense because I try to box out, manually rebound, defend the post, and, he's going to be going to Robinson and Tim Duncan a lot in this game, so I want to try to be quick with the double teams. But this guy, unlike the guy in my other commentary that I did where the guy was playing with the Bulls and just trying to run around in circles with Jordan and Pippen, this guy I'm playing with San Antonio utilized everybody. He used Tim Duncan, he used David Robinson, but he also shot threes with Del Negro, drove to the basket with Avery Johnson, used Sean Elliott, so he used everybody. It took me a while to get Hornacek shot down. I had a lot of wide open looks with Hornacek early on and was bricking him. It took me a while to get used to playing with him and get his shot down. But overall, this was a pretty good game. I like playing with Utah. It was nice. I think another open shot with Hornacek. I think I was releasing too early. And then later on in the game, I started holding on to the shot button a little longer. I tend to use the shot button instead of the shot stick for jump shots. When I drive to the basket, do dunks, I'll use the shot stick. But when I'm taking jumpers and threes, I tend to use the X button on Xbox. Ooh, that was a tough one. Yeah, Tim Duncan was tough down low. He was tough, as he should be. So let's see, I was trying to do pick and roll, but pick and roll is just so hard because sometimes the passing on this game is just bad. It's just awful. And I'm sure anybody who plays this game a lot knows that the passing can be pretty inaccurate. Nice putback there by Greg Ostertag. Oh, they had starting at center. They had Greg Foster starting at center instead of Greg Ostertag. I know Greg Foster wasn't the starter. I'm sure he maybe started a game or two when Ostertag was injured, but I know during those NBA Finals it was Greg Ostertag starting at center. Nice shot there. Was that Vinny Del Negro, current coach of the Los Angeles Clippers and former coach of my Chicago Bulls. Now, I usually try to do my little fake move in the post. That was a nice shot. Strong move by Karl Malone. Usually wouldn't make that with, like, Carlos Boozer when I play with, my current Bulls team. But you can make that shot with Karl Malone. He caught me sleeping there. I was playing off-ball defense. That's the thing. When you play off-ball, you still have to be aware. Because if they catch you sleeping and they do that thing where they make their guy cut to the basket and you're sleeping, they'll burn you like they did on that play. Let's see. I tried to go for the fake. I think I had Sean Elliott on me there. But he double-teamed me. Couldn't do anything. Did I finally make one with Hornacek? Yep, there we go. I held on to it longer and finally made one with Jeff Hornacek. So I was getting mad. Like, how am I missing these shots with Jeff Hornacek? And look at that steal. That was the AI. That was all the AI. I think I was playing off ball on that one. I got the steal and then ran straight out of bounds. Oh, the rifleman, Chuck Person. And Will Purdue's in the game, former Chicago Bull, number 41, who was traded for Dennis Rodman back in 1995. Money all day. Tim Duncan from that, where he was just hitting those all day on me. You'll see that as the game goes on. Ah, where's the foul? Where's the foul? Stockton He was selling it, too. Didn't get the call. Vinny D. Oh, he missed. There you go. Nice rebound by Malone. See, I like playing with Utah. I like playing with Utah. I try to play with different teams. I'll play with my Bulls teams a lot, but see, he went for the fake. Look at that. Greg Ostertag. So graceful. So graceful, Greg Ostertag is. Got Tim Duncan on the fake. And I was playing man-to-man at the start. And then I think at some point you'll see I switched to a zone because he was killing me inside with Tim Duncan, so I tried to go to the zone to try to slow that down. But this guy, unlike the guy I played with the Chicago Bulls, was able to utilize his three-point shooters, so I ended up switching back to man. Hornacek again, big three. There we go. Started getting it down with Jeff Hornacek. Back-to-back threes. Del Negro, desperation shot, no. And at the end of the first, I held a 16-12 lead. And I was feeling pretty good since this was my first time playing with Utah online. And first time playing with them since I first got the game and did the NBA's greatest mode. And I usually don't make that many substitutions in these 5-minute quarter games. You know, your opponent usually doesn't, so I tend to keep my stars out there for a lot. I think I kept Malone out there the entire game. I think I benched Ostertag, put in Greg Foster for a little bit, put Howard Isley in for Hornacek, for John Stockton for a period of time. Eventually got Shandon Anderson into the game. But for the most part, kept Malone in there. I think I kept Hornacek in there the whole time. Utah didn't really have a backup two-guard they had a guy named Allen. I don't know if that was one of those fake players, those filler players. I don't recall an Allen on the 98 Utah Jazz. I could be wrong, though. It was a long time ago now. Will Purdue denied. Is it Jackson? Is that Jaren Jackson? Was that Jaren Jackson? I think it is. Not sure. He was also on the Bulls roster briefly after Michael Jordan retired. There's two guys the Bulls had brought in to fill Jordan's spot at the 2. One was Pete Myers, who ended up being the starting two-guard for the Bulls for all 82 games the year Jordan was retired, and one of them was, I think it was Jaren Jackson, not Jared Jackson. I think it was Jaren. And he was on the Spurs. I think he was on the 99 title team, so I think that must be him out there right now. And I'm sure someone will correct me in the YouTube comments if I'm wrong. All right, so trying to get my post moves going with Malone. Fake. He did an up and under there. Didn't get Duncan to go, but Malone can knock down that little shot, which is nice. Something I'm not used to playing with the Bulls. I use Carlos Boozer a lot in the post, and he'll make the shots close to the basket, but shots like that from about the free throw line, even though that is mainly Carlos Boozer's game, I have trouble hitting those shots with him on the video game. Hornacek missed there, but good old Greg Foster with the offensive rebound and the strong putback. Greg Foster, former Chicago Bull as well, for any Bulls fans out there. He was on the Bulls during the 94-95 season. He was actually playing pretty well, you know. I mean, decent. He was playing pretty decent. He wasn't great or anything, but then the Bulls ended up releasing him for some reason. I was kind of shocked when that happened. Couldn't really get anything going with the bench players. Howard Isley couldn't get anything going with. Shandon Anderson, when I get him in the game, couldn't get anything going with him. Chuck Person, that hurt. The rifleman, the veteran, giving the Spurs a 21-20 lead. And he was going for steals a lot, but I was protecting the ball pretty well. He didn't get a lot of steals on me. He did get a couple deflections when I was trying to go into the post to Karl Malone. I think he was playing the zone, so they had a couple guys down there kind of front, had someone behind and in front of Karl Malone, so if I saw Karl Malone in the post and, I wanted to make the quick pass in there before someone got in front of him, like right there, it's like, let me hurry up and go to him before someone fronts him. See, he wasn't going for the fakes there, and that's just a tough miss. Those misses kill you on this game. Oh, those drive me nuts. They're close shots. That was all the AI. I didn't even do that one. Yeah, see, I wasn't like, if I took that up with Howard Isley, that was going to be a miss. If Karl Malone can miss contested layups that close to the basket, I'm not going to take that shot with Howard Isley. That wasn't a really good shot with Hornacek. I don't know why I took that one. I think he closed out pretty quick. That hurts when the no-names hit shots against you. Is there anything that makes you want to rage more than when the filler players hit a shot against you? R. Williams, M. Johnson, number 97. Come on. Those piss you off. Those really piss you off. Alright, so I was looking to make some substitutions here. I think, did I put Brian Russell in at the 2-guard? Yeah, because I wanted to play him and Shandon Anderson and give Hornacek a rest. That's what I was doing, that's right. So I did actually bench Hornacek for a period. Let's see. Ostertag. Putting good old Antoine Carr. Give Malone a little breather. It was a little risky, though, to bench Malone. I was down by 4. He made a couple shots in a row, and I benched Hornacek and Malone. So I was taking a little chance here. I think that was one of those plays where I passed it and I went to shoot it right away, but sometimes it just doesn't read read what you do with the controller. You'll hit the shot stick up expecting them to shoot the ball, and they'll just stand there, and then you're just standing there for a couple seconds and nothing happens. I wanted to shoot that ball right away, but he didn't. But thankfully I got another. I had a good offensive rebounding game. My guys were crashing the offensive boards. Hook shot by Antoine Carr. No, that was tough. That was a tough one. Got to make those. So that would have been big. If he would have hit that one, that would have been big. Would have brought the roof off the Alamo Dome, right? Stockton, those mid-range. I was missing those. I was missing a lot of those mid-range jumpers. Hornacek and Stockton. It's hurting me. See, now I switch to the zone. David Robinson calmly knocks down the 10-footer. 6-point lead. Offense went cold here. Oh, it was 10 of 26 shooting. Not doing too well. go to good old Greg Ostertag in the post. Even Dave Robinson wasn't going for it. Another miss. I was ice cold at this point, down by 6. He could really pull away. That would have went in, but I didn't. Thank goodness. I would have been in some trouble if he would have made that one. He missed a couple of shots during this stretch, too, so I had a chance to cut into the lead. I just couldn't make any shots. Again, I'm trying to get my post game going here. Big dog, Antoine Carr. And I started going for the straight-up hook shots instead of the fake because he wasn't going for it, and missed 2 straight hook shots with Antoine Carr there. Thankfully, he missed another 3. Maybe he should have. I'm not one to try to second-guess people because I hate it when people always do that to me when I'm playing a video game. But he went for a couple of 3s there. Maybe if he would have went back into the post, he could have extended that lead. Instead, I was able to get the rebounds off the missed 3s and hit that last second 3-pointer with John Stockton, which was huge, to cut it to a 3-point game. Here, maybe he had a 6-point lead. If he would have went down low to David Robinson a couple times, he took a couple quick 3s there. Yeah, trying to get that. You're feeling it. You have the lead. You're fast breaking. You have that open 3. It's very tempting to take it, so I understand it. Nice way to start the second half here, Hornacek. Always got to worry because sometimes the easiest shots on this game, you end up missing them, and wouldn't have been surprised one bit if Sean Elliott came from behind and blocked that shot. I went to the zone. He was that. Oh, that killed me. I thought I was about to rage, and that was like, how does Avery Johnson, 6'1", 6 foot tall, finish that down low? Nice move to get down there, break the zone, and finish in the paint with Avery Johnson. Nice shot. Nice shot. This is a good game too. I enjoyed this game. Good back and forth. Good matchup historically. See, bring it out, back in with Karl Malone, going against the Twin Towers, got denied, and rightfully so. Karl Malone for 3, I thought about it. Instead went to Stockton, just rims out. So I think I was still doing the zone here, trying to anyway. But then, again, he responded well to the zone. He used his 3-point shooters and got over the back there on David Robinson. I don't think I drew that over the back. I don't think I was boxing David Robinson out on that one. I think I was going for the rebound. So I'm down by 3 here, 3:40 mark. Tried to get the pick and roll going, just wasn't. Pick and roll is just, no, actually that nice shot, rimmed in, friendly rim. The pick and roll is just hard to do when guys are, I think he was playing the zone here, and it's hard to do that pick and roll when guys are there. Nice pass to Sean Elliott. Just missed. So if he would have hit a couple of those 3s, he could have buried me. You're looking to take the lead back for the first time. I don't know why I had John Stockton in the post there. I don't know how he got into the engaged in the post there. Decided to drive to the basket with Malone. Strong finish. Karl Malone is a beast on this game. He is a beast. So playing with him and playing with Larry Bird, they're just beasts. And Larry Bird's just unreal on this game because he can hit the 3s, hit the mid-range, and he's strong inside. Ostertag with the alley-oop to Brian Russell. I was considering taking a coast-to-coast with Ostertag, but I just didn't think that was going to go well, so I decided to lob it up for Brian Russell. He was playing, he knew I was playing the zone, and he was breaking through with Avery Johnson and kicking it out to guys. Kicked it out to Sean Elliott for that wide-open three, kicked it out to Tim Duncan there, and he missed the shot. So at this point, I think I decide, the zone isn't going to work because he's someone who's making an adjustment as opposed to the guy I was playing before who was still running in circles with Michael Jordan even though I switched to the zone. This guy was making the adjustments and playing it well. So I eventually go back to man-to-man at some point. Oh, that play. That's the tip. And good thing I got the offensive rebound. And Hornacek missed the three, almost had another offensive rebound. Ostertag was killing the offensive boards. Yeah, I get the good fake going. I get Tim Duncan to go for the fake. And look, and then he hits the three. That's a killer. That was a killer there. I could have been up 35-30. Instead, we're tied 33-33 because Karl Malone gets blocked by the rim somehow. How that happens, I don't know. It's just one of those things with NBA 2K12. Ostertag again. The guy was killing on the offensive glass. At this point, I don't know how many offensive rebounds I have. Probably about 5 or 6. And Ostertag was just a beast. He caught me sleeping there, but nice recovery, and I got the block. And I don't play the passing lanes a lot. One, I don't know how to do it. I never really practice it. I'm not good at hitting the button and trying to hit the steal button, trying to do that. But I just rather play straight up defense. Make a guy use a lot of the shot clock, make him run some offense, and make him make shots. I don't want to go for a steal. See, that's one of those times I was trying to go into the post, but he had it covered pretty well, and I shouldn't have forced that pass. But yeah, I just like to play straight up defense and make a guy make shots. See, I thought that's one of those situations where you hold the shot stick button, you think they're going to do the layup animation, but instead they pull up for the jump shot, and you end up holding the shot stick too long, and they end up missing. This is a nice behind the back by Stockton. I didn't notice he went behind the back when I was playing. I didn't notice that till I just saw it now. Nice pass. Good old Jeff Hornacek. After a cold start with Jeff Hornacek, I ended up playing pretty well with him. And he was getting into the paint there with Avery Johnson pretty easily. And again, at some point, I eventually go back to playing man-to-man because I'm like, this guy's breaking my zone and making things happen with Avery Johnson. He's like, oh, you're going to give me that with Karl Malone? All right, I'll take it. I thought he was going to come and play me close, and I was going to try to back in and do a post move, but instead I just took the little one-handed half-hook shot there. I think I switched back to man now at this point. Yeah, I'm playing man again. Thinking he might go to the post here. I think, if I remember, Sean Elliott hits a three here. Get a hand up, Brian. Whack. Nice shot. Nice way to end the third quarter. Sean Elliott knocking down the three, giving the Spurs a 41-39 lead. Good back and forth in this game. See, I like having good games. I don't care if I win. I don't care if I lose. I mean, I care if I win. I'd rather win than lose, obviously. But I just like to have a good game. If it's a good game and, the guy's not cheesing and you have a good game and a good finish, I don't care about losing. Who cares? Like the online records mean anything on here anyway. They're all so out of whack anyway. You'll have games that disconnect within the first minute and you'll get credit for the win. So it's like, to me, the win-loss record's completely worthless on this game. And I also think 2K Sports needs to bring back lobbies. Why they continue to not have lobbies on their basketball game is beyond me. So you tried to force that one. Luckily, he didn't get the steal. And luckily, John Stockton knocked down the three for me. Cut it down to a 1-point game, so I guess it was just a 4-point game. When I was babbling about the lobbies, I must have missed San Antonio scoring a basket there. But yeah, 2K Sports needs to bring back the lobbies. It's just ridiculous that they don't have it. Makes no sense. And they need to have it where you can have higher difficulty, instead of just playing. I don't know what the default is for ranked matches. Is it All-Star? But it's too easy to hit threes. It's just, too easy to steal. They need to really improve their online play. And like I said, if basketball wasn't my favorite sport, I would have stopped playing this game a long time ago, but I've adjusted to the weird gameplay quirks and still play the game because, once the NBA playoffs started, I really got an itch to start playing this game again and started playing it a lot. And then D. Rose went down with the injury and crushed all us Bulls fans' dreams of an NBA championship. And I, still thought the Bulls would have beat Philadelphia. And I thought, man, C.J. Watson should just held onto that ball and got the free throws. And I think if that would have went back to Game 7 at the United Center, I think the Bulls would have beat Philadelphia. And I honestly think the Bulls could have beat Boston, even without Derrick Rose, if Noah played. Because I just think the Bulls would have had such an advantage down low, rebounding with all their big men. I think the Bulls still could have got to the East Conference Finals, but oh well, it happens. Injuries happen, and congrats to the Celtics for winning Game 7 last night. I was happy to see that. I wanted Philly to lose after Philly beat the Bulls, of course. It was only natural, so I was rooting for Boston. So now it's Boston and Miami, and even though they don't have Chris Bosh, I still think the Heat will win and go to the Finals. But if they don't have Chris Bosh in the NBA Finals, I couldn't imagine the Heat beating San Antonio or Oklahoma City. They definitely need Chris Bosh for the NBA Finals. I think they can beat Boston without Bosh, but I don't think they'll beat the West representative. All right, so sorry I forgot to edit this part out, guys. So he paused the game for about a minute and a half, so I don't know what happened here. So let's just recap the game right here. I took the lead 46-45. 7-4 already in the third. So let's look at the first quarter. I had the 4-point lead. He had the strong second quarter with a 7-point advantage, 16-9. I won the third quarter by a point, and now I'm up 3 in the fourth so far. Personal fouls. Is that fouls? 1 and 4. No free throws in this game. I couldn't draw any fouls in this game. I drew some fouls, but didn't get to the free throw line. Not a lot of shooting fouls. I don't think anyone shot a free throw yet in this game, actually. But going back to real basketball, so we got the Western Conference Finals, I believe, starting tonight. San Antonio and Oklahoma City, I believe they're playing Sunday night. So hope you guys are all out there enjoying your holiday weekend as I'm killing time here while this guy had the game pause, and I forgot to edit it out before I started taping my commentary. That's a tough one. San Antonio has the home court. Oh, that's a tough one. San Antonio's played so well. It's amazing to me how they continue to be at the top of the league despite getting older, with Tim Duncan getting older. It's a great job by Greg Popovich. Tony Parker's had a fantastic year. I know that because he helped my fantasy basketball team win the championship this year. I'm in a keeper league, and Tony Parker was an absolute beast for me this season, and I'm going to be keeping him for next season. But it's just the way their role players have stepped up, and I don't want to pick against San Antonio, but I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to take Oklahoma City in 6 in that one. So I'm on record here, so I could be wrong. I don't want to go against San Antonio because they played really well this year, and it's amazing how they keep playing well despite getting older. And I wouldn't mind seeing San Antonio making one more run and winning another championship. I always rooted for San Antonio all those years, 99. Rooted for them in 2003 against the Nets. I was really rooting for them in 2005 against the Pistons. I worked with a Pistons fan at the time, and I had a couple side bets going with people in the office, and I will never forget this. I was actually in Vegas that weekend when Robert Horry hit the 3 in Game 5, and Robert Horry won me, I think, about $250. I had the Spurs on the money line in that Game 5. Straight up had San Antonio over the Pistons in Game 5, and when Robert Horry hit that 3, I was probably the loudest guy in the sports book at Mandalay Bay. So, all right, back to the action here. Enough reminiscing. Let's get back to the game. He has number 99 in the game. David Robinson, jump shot, good. He takes the lead. Now we go back and forth here the rest of the way, I think. 2:29, it's coming down to the wire. Hornacek to Malone. And I was trying to drive sooner. It's like whenever they take that contact, they always miss those shots. I mean, sometimes you have like a guy like Jordan or Kobe, they'll take the contact and finish, but it seems like whenever I have the big man, even with Karl Malone, I take the contact and I end up missing the shot. I was like, please go in. I've been missing those mid-range jumpers wide open. I was like, please go in. If that didn't go in, I was going to be... Could have saw the controller fly into the other side of the room. And if Tim Duncan would have made that, I would have went ballistic. Thankfully, he missed that shot. So now I got a 1-point lead, so I'm trying to slow it down. I think I was trying to get to Karl Malone in the post, but he has the guy fronting the post there. Playing, I think it's, is that a zone, or is he playing I actually don't know what type of defense he's playing right now. Is that Hornacek again, another mid-ranger? No, but the offensive glass saves me again. big on the offensive rebounds in this game. Let's go to the big dog, Antoine Carr. Look at that fancy move and goaltending. Huge. That shot would have missed. He was a little eager with David Robinson, and that was huge. I can't believe Antoine Carr did that move. I don't think has Antoine Carr ever done that move? Oh, man. The shot would have missed, and thankfully he jumped a little too soon on the rebound. He went for the three. I don't think you need to go for the three there. Sometimes guys panic and they try to get the quick score or try to tie the game. He could have went back into the post to Duncan or Robinson, made it a one-point game. There was plenty of time. But I got the rebound. Hardy for three. There it goes. There's that was the big shot. I was waiting for that. I was going to do my Hot Rod Hundley impersonation. Oh, Hardy for three. He did it. He did it. The Jazz are up by 6. That was a big shot. That was a big shot. I think that one sealed the deal right there. Hornacek was huge in this game. I got off to the cold start with Horny, and he came through. Came through down the stretch. With the wide-open mid-range shot there and the big three-pointer to give myself a 6-point lead. As he went right to Duncan. I thought he should have did that on the play when he, instead of taking that quick three with Del Negro. I think he should have just went back to the post, tried to make it a one-point game. Tried to take a charge there. I still don't know why guys try to do that. Say something, maybe works like, what, 1 out of every 10 times if you're lucky. Another wide-open mid-ranger just rattles in for Stockton. 6-point game here, and I'm feeling pretty confident at this point, but with the way, I don't know what he was trying to do. I think he must have thought David Robinson was going to keep going to the basket on that play. Now here, obviously, I want to get the ball to Hornacek, my best free throw shooter. He took a while to foul me here. Finally did, and I think I hit both free throws with Hornacek. Almost missed the first one. I think it was late, 87% late. Sometimes the free throws, I don't understand them sometimes. It'll tell you slightly early, you hold it longer, then it tells you late. I think the window for perfect release is pretty small. So now I'm up by 8. This is a close game. I was worried. I thought I was going to lose this game. Especially first time playing with Utah. You never know. First time you're playing with a team, it's, anything can happen. So here I was going to take the ball to the basket. I thought he was going to foul me, but I think at this point he just decided not to foul. And I run out the clock. I think I get a 24-second violation because there's about a half-second difference. But I'm not going to be a douchebag and try to take a three-point shot and try to rub it in. I hate it when guys do that. So that was that. Good game. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it even more because I held on and won the game. Thanks to Jeff Hornacek. Now, quickly, who do you guys think should be the player of the game? If you haven't fast-forwarded yet, I thought it should have been Jeff Hornacek because he came through big in the 4th. We'll see. I love that they got Karl Malone's bald spot. I remember when he used to do Rogaine commercials. You'd see those during the NBA Finals. Those were classic. Look those up on YouTube after you watch this. Type in Karl Malone Rogaine. And Karl Malone was the player of the game. I personally would have voted for Jeff Hornacek. But they went with Karl Malone. Well, I think he had a double-double. Next block there on David Robinson. Guess you can't argue with it. Strong finish, nice moves inside. Yeah, Karl Malone was big for me, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I don't remember what the final stat line was for him, though. I'll have to wait till they show it here. 16 and 12, and he had a steal, and at least had one block that you saw there by David Robinson. And we'll look through the stats here real quick. See, Hornacek had 19 points in 19 minutes, 3 of 9 from threes. And he was 7 of 17. I took a lot of threes with him. Ostertag only had 3 rebounds. They must have all been offensive. Oh, no, he had 5. I was looking at Antoine Carr. What did I end up with Johnson? I was scrolling through these too quick. I can't even. You guys can pause it. I'm recording this. I couldn't see. He had a pretty balanced effort with San Antonio. I could have swore David Robinson had more than just 8 points. But anyway, good game. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for subscribing as always. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Like the weed show, making the